Hello, everybody. This is William del Pilar, and this is a points on the board clip, remembering Frank Wycheck. So I'm a little bit older when it comes to the fantasy football industry, and was actually there when we formed it. Yes, I said we. We've helped my company help form the seminars, and I was a pretty big wig back then. And when I saw that Frank Wycheck died, I was like, wow, the fact that he was only 52 years old, he died December 8th this year at 52 years of age, it brought back memories outside of the fact that I was rationalizing a man slightly younger than me passing away before I'm even thinking of death. One thing people don't understand about Frank Wycheck and NFL players, but we know it's out there, is in 2017, he said that he was certain that he had CTE and that he feared the onset of its, quote, scary, unquote, symptoms. He stated that he planned to donate his brain to the Concussion Legacy Foundation for study after he died. And what many may not realize is, and I know this from dementia and Alzheimer's, so I, CTE, concussions, all that, it leads to dementia. You don't know if somebody has Alzheimer's or dementia until after they pass and an autopsy is done. It's that simple. And that's why players are starting to donate their brains, or rather the families. And based off the deterioration and formula scientists have, they can kind of make a lot of determinations. And it's a tough thing some of these players are going through, especially the players of yore. And what's sad is the NFL Players Association doesn't care about retired players. The only players they care about are actual active players. If they truly cared, they would never have accepted that $5 billion deal that the NFL gave them, which sounds great until you add in how many players are suffering from this, and then the amount of money. It's a drop in the bucket, not enough to help any one player out individually. Shameful. So it appears the cause of his death, he just fell inside his Chattanooga, Tennessee home. He hit his head and died. He was found unresponsive that afternoon. And as I just said, we know he had lingering head issues sustained from his football career, and we know they're going to donate the brain. Look, Frank Wycheck was a hell of a player. The Washington Redskins, yes, Redskins, not Commanders, drafted him in the sixth round of the 1993 draft out of Maryland. A sixth-round draft pick. There's no given that he'll make a roster, much less stay with a team for many or any years. He was with the Redskins until '94, and then he signed with the Oilers, who eventually the Houston Oilers, who eventually became the Tennessee Titans, or rather, it could have been the Tennessee Oilers in '95, I believe it was. The fantasy career. He had a great fantasy career from 1995 to 2002 for about 7 years. He was a stud between '97 and 2001. Now, this was the era where they were just developing the position into a pass receiving option. Sure, there was Dave Casper, Kellen Winslow, players like that who revolutionized the position. But for the most part, having a pass receiving tight end, even in the '90s, was a luxury most teams didn't have. They wanted the fullback, the blocking tight end style, play the H-back. So he was one of the better exceptions. And we're talking 50, 60 on a great year. He had 70 receptions. For tight end back then, and which is what I played. I always drafted a top number one tight end. I just didn't want to have any holes at my position. So I would forego that fourth, fifth receiver, or fourth or fifth running back and secure that tight end. Now there are more tight ends than there used to be. So it was actually a very strategic process in drafting literally every position versus how it is today. But then again, there's leagues that have three quarterbacks, so I can't knock today's player from yesterday's. Except information was much harder for us to get back then. And did you know Frank Wycheck was a wrestler? In 2007, total nonstop action wrestling. We are reporting an altercation between Frank Wycheck and James Storm. James Storm is a professional wrestler. So Wycheck, with the help of Jeff Jarrett, another wrestler, delivered a guitar shot, whatever that is, to James Storm after the Tennessee Cowboys spat in the former Titan's face. This is what wrestling does. It works everything up into a frenzy, and the fans love it. Look, we know it's not real. I used to be a wrestling fan, but I used to sit there and ask people who made fun of it. Once I figured out what their favorite show was, I go, "Why you watch it?" Because I like it. But it's fake. So is wrestling. It's choreographed. It's entertainment. It always has been. So, a match was scheduled with Wychek against James Storm at Slammiversary. I like that. Slammiversary on June 17, 2007. At Slammiversary, he teamed with Jerry Lynn to defeat Storm and Ron Killings in a tag team match. Wychek won the match with a cradle pile driver, Lynn's finishing move. Go check it out on YouTube, online, in terms of these moves. you know, you still see that now. Frank Gore becoming a boxer, Nate McMillan becoming a boxer as well. So this is not as uncommon, doing the shtick after your career. You have to remember, these men are in their 30s. If they had a great career, maybe late 30s. But the ones who don't have a long career in their early 20s, early 30s, they still have a whole big old world to explore with many years left. And some of them are financially set, some of them aren't. But this type of attention grabbing event really gets to their psyche, because remember, adulation is one of the things they've had every week for many years, many decades. He was also a broadcaster after his playing days. In 2001, Wycheck hosted his own Titan player show. Where was it at? WGFX at 104.5. He was a co-host of their drive time show as well. That's pretty impressive, being in the drive time and the morning show. In 2005, he assumed color commentary duties on the Titans radio network, Titans through and through. And in 2017, he stepped down from color commentator role and then the wake up zone due to the lingering head issues sustained from his football career. So it looks like, oh my goodness, in his mid 40s, it was really starting to affect him to the point he couldn't do his job. That's terrible. That's horrific when you think about it. Think about, for you people in your 50s, 60s, 70s, think about that. Having your life begin to struggle mentally with your acuity, your ability to reason in your mid 40s. That's terrible. What he is known for, and what every listener probably knows already, is a Music City Miracle. It took place on January 8, 2000, at the end of the AFC wildcard playoff game where the Titans faced the Buffalo Bills. The Bills had taken a 16-15 lead on a field goal with 16 seconds left in the playoff game. So, on the kickoff return, Wycheck threw a lateral pass across the field to wide receiver Kevin Dyson, who was the kick returner also. Dyson then ran 75 yards to score the winning drive. Now, Dyson scored the touchdown and got the adulation, I'm sure. But what got everybody's attention was watching the film of Wycheck throwing the lateral pass to see if it was forward or backwards. And that went on even today. So, to Frank Wycheck, God bless. May you have a safe journey as you begin your new adventure. You gave us all a lot of fun times on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays. You produced for a lot of us with your fantasy results. I wish your post-career could have been much better, that you could have lived to see your grandkids, to get old with your wife. That wasn't meant to be. Most of us die without having left. Most of us will die without having left a lasting impact or a memory. But you will be known forever in the annals of NFL lore for the Music City Miracle. Thank you for everything. God bless. And to everybody, thank you for listening. Do not forget, you can go to grumblingsmedia.com for more clips and podcasts like this if you're into sports, politics, and pop culture / entertainment. grumblingsmedia.com. Until next time, my friends, I bid you adieu.
Hey everybody, this is Big John from Grumblings Media, and I just want to say thank you for watching our content. If you want to support our efforts here at Grumblings Media, just smash the subscribe button right here, totally free, or just go ahead and consume more of our great content. Click either one. of these two boxes.